Hello, I'm Carolina Corbea, and I'm going to be talking about Johnny Frank Garret for my final presentation. Johnny Frank Garret is famous for being the most known convict who swore his innocence until the very end and never admitted to committing the crime he did not commit. One of his most known quotes says, "I'd like to thank my family for loving me and taking care of me, and the rest of the world can kiss my butt because I'm innocent." Johnny Garret was accused on October 31st, 1991, for the rape and murder of a 76-year-old nun called Sister Tadia Benz at the St. Francis Convent in Amarillo, Texas. He was later arrested on October 9th, 1981, and was set to be executed on January 6, 1992. However, he was given a reprieve by Governor Ann Richards at the request of Pope John Paul II. Untimely, however, the Texas Board of Pardons and Paroles voted 17-0 to uphold the death sentences instead of commuting him to life in prison. Johnny was later wrongfully executed by lethal injection at the age of 28 on February 11, 1992. At the time of his arrest, Garret was only 17 years old, and according to a forensic psychiatrist, he had admitted to the crime. Even though the convict was suffering from severe brain damage and multiple personality disorder, where one of the personalities had allegedly admitted to the crime and the rest of them did not remember the confession, there was also no recording of this confession and no way to document whether or not he said anything accurate in the confession or whether it was proper. It is important to note that he is also a minor who did not have a lawyer or parent present in the time of this confession. It is important to note that he's a minor since, according to research by Owen Kulsinik, minors have been proven to be more likely to falsely confess, especially under pressure or stress, since they do not understand the severity of the situation, nor do they understand the consequences of confessing to a crime. Additionally, Johnny also had a brain injury at the time. Since he had multiple personality disorder, he should have had a registered psychiatrist with him to be present when the officers were speaking to him to ensure that he was not treated wrongly. Johnny had also been the victim of severe sexual abuse from his father at a young age and exposed to many toxic substances, which decrease his mental credibility. This confession was also not recorded or documented, so there's no way in knowing whether he was accurate in his description of the crime or whether the confession could have been coerced or forced on him because of leading questions or because of pressure. There was also no incriminating evidence other than the fact that he lived in front of the convent and had experienced heavy sexual abuse from his father, which the prosecution used as his motive in order to go and kill the nun in her convent. DNA evidence that was later found in 2004 linked another criminal, a man named Luciano Perez Rueda, to the murder of Benz. But Rueda had pleaded guilty to a crime that took place a few months prior to Ben's killing and the rape and murder of a woman named Narn Box Bryanson. This information was thought to be neglected because the officers in Johnny's case were biased to thinking he was guilty and never pursued any other leads, solely based on his confession. Johnny's case also occurred at a time where Texans were known to push heavily for the death penalty, and his case was used as an example to other criminals that the death penalty was an option if they committed a crime that had a death penalty as the penalty. The lawyer in charge of Johnny's defense also did not push for his innocence as much as he should have, and failed to emphasize the fact that Johnny was not mentally sane enough to be charged and tried as a murderous adult. According to Kapoor, the insanity plea should have been used in this case. It also has been used and has become more accessible in recent years, preventing situations like Johnny's where he should have been put into a medical hospital and received treatment and should never have been tried as an adult for a crime he did not commit. Thank you.